What comes to mind when people consider the richest nations in the world? And what do people imagine when they consider the world's smallest countries? Many of the richest countries are also among the smallest, which may surprise some people. Today's video is about top 10 richest countries in the world. So, before starting the video, please like this video, do subscribe, and turn on the notification to our channel for future updates. Let's get started. 10. Norway. Norway is a small country with about 5.3 million people. It has a mixed economy and a lot of natural resources, which make it one of the richest countries in the world. Norway is not a socialist country, but it has a very good system of social security and welfare. The country has put in place policies that help its people get more money. That's why it came in first place on the OECD Better Life Index for 2021. Norway also has the world's largest sovereign wealth fund, which is paid for with money from oil and gas exports. Norway is the second largest exporter of fish and has access to other huge mineral resources inside its borders. The high GDP per person gives Norwegians a good standard of living. It is one of the highest in the world. 9. United States of America. The United States of America has the highest GDP in the world and is arguably the most powerful country in the world. The US has the biggest economy in the world, and it is also the biggest importer and second biggest exporter of goods, after China. After winning the Spanish-American War, World War I, and World War II, the US economy was the most powerful in the world. After the Cold War ended and the Soviet Union broke up, it became its own country. The US economy is a free market that encourages entrepreneurs and is protected by a strong system of independent government institutions. Even though only 4.2% of the world's population lives in the United States, it has more than half of the world's GDP and owns 30% of the world's wealth. The United States may be the 9th wealthiest country in the world, but critics say there is a lot of inequality when it comes to race, income, universal healthcare, and other things. Still, the United States has made a huge impact on technological milestones through its many successful startups and long-standing businesses. 8. San Marino. San Marino is a country in southern Europe. It calls itself the oldest republic in the world. With only about 61 square km of land, San Marino is one of the smallest countries in Europe. Over time, San Marino's economy has grown. Tourism, banking, manufacturing, and exporting are very important to the country's economy. Due to low corporate tax rates, the economy also benefits from investments from outside the country. San Marino is a country that is only on land, but it is on the list of the richest countries in the world. It is a very developed country with a high standard of living and a GDP per person that is similar to most European Union states. San Marino is not a member of the EU, but it uses the euro as its currency because of a special deal. People in San Marino have a high standard of living because they have a lot of money. It is the only country in the world where there are more cars than people. 7. Brunei Darussalam. Brunei is an Islamic country in Southeast Asia that is run by a monarchy with absolute power. When Brunei became independent from the United Kingdom, it changed the way its economy worked. Between 1999 and 2008, the country's GDP grew by about 56% after it became independent. Brunei's success has to do with the fact that it has access to crude oil. Brunei sells more crude oil than it imports, which is a big part of its GDP. Brunei's government pays its people to go to school for free. The policy has been too obvious, with 97.2% of the population able to read and write. 6. United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates is a country in Western Asia that is at the eastern end of the Arabian Peninsula. It is best known for its international hub, Dubai. The UAE has one of the largest oil and natural gas reserves in the world. However, the country has made changes to its economy so that it doesn't depend too much on oil. With the help of oil, natural gas, and strict government policies, the UAE has grown its GDP by more than 3 times in the last 40 years. As one of the wealthiest countries in the world, the UAE has seen a lot of people move there from Africa and other poor countries, making the people who were born there a minority. Well, do you like what you are seeing so far? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep watching because you don't want to miss what we have at the number 1 spot. 5. Switzerland. The 5th richest country in the world is Switzerland. Switzerland is in Europe, but it is not a part of the EU or the Eurozone. Zurich, Geneva, and Basel, which are all big cities in Switzerland, are among the cities with the best quality of life. Switzerland, which is known as the birthplace of the Red Cross, has stayed out of recent wars and conflicts. Switzerland's economy is stable and doing well. It has one of the largest GDPs per person, which makes it one of the wealthiest countries in the world. The Global Innovation Index said that in 2020, Switzerland would be the most innovative country in the world. Switzerland has a strong service sector that includes banking, tourism, insurance, etc. The country also has a well-developed manufacturing sector that makes and exports chemicals, pharmaceuticals, measuring, and musical equipment. 4. Qatar. Qatar has gone from having nothing about 50 years ago to being the 4th richest country in the world. After being ruled by the British, the country got its independence in 1971 and became a free nation. The country in West Asia has the most developed people in the Arab world. The discovery of natural gas in Qatar is a big reason why the country is now one of the top 10 richest in the world. Qatar's natural gas reserves are the 3rd largest in the world. Qatar's leaders used the money from selling oil to give their people a high standard of living. It could explain how the government could afford for Qataris to pay $0 in income taxes. Qatar is a wealthy country with one of the lowest tax rates in the world. 3. Ireland. Ireland is an island in Europe. It is also known as the Republic of Ireland. Ireland has been able to open up its economy to the market. At least 6 times in a row, Ireland has been named the best country for high-value foreign direct investment. Ireland's economy is driven by foreign multinational companies because of how the government runs things. The Republic of Ireland has made some decisions that have helped it become one of the top 10 richest countries in the world. The country cut its corporate tax from 32% to 12.5%, which made it more attractive to big tech companies like Amazon, Apple, and others. 2. Singapore. Sir Stamford Raffles, a British man, started Singapore in 1816. The island country was once a trading post for the British Empire, which no longer exists. Singapore has no known natural resources, but it has changed its economy to become one of the richest countries in the world. Singapore is a very developed country, and all of the major sovereign rating agencies have given it an A rating. Because of trade and other changes in the economy, the Asian economy is also one of the 4 Asian tigers. The developed market economy has led to new ideas, free trade, and the attention of businesses all over the world. 1. Luxembourg. Luxembourg is the richest country in the world, even though it is landlocked. Its PPP per capita value is $118,503.60. One of the biggest economies in the Eurozone is in this small country. In 1960, when it made steel, Luxembourg was a proud industrial state. Since then, the country's economy has become more diverse, with the banking sector doing its best. Luxembourg is often called a tax haven because it is home to some of the regional headquarters of big companies like Skype and Amazon. The economy of Luxembourg is stable, and both inflation and unemployment are low. Eurostat said in 2010 that about 2.1% of the country's people work in the agricultural sector. People say that Luxembourg is one of the richest countries in the world because of how much tax money it brings in. A big chunk of Luxembourg's tax money comes from people who live in other EU countries but work in Luxembourg. So, that's it for today's video. What do you think of the number 1 spot? Hit us up in the comments and let's chat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for our channel so you never miss what's coming next from us. Thanks for watching.